13th at 5:30 p.m. And this is a meeting of the Buildings Committee. I'm Lynn Sneed, and to my left is Councilman Bobby Phillips. To my right, Councilwoman Robin Oda. We're here for a couple of items, and the first item is to discuss providing a recommendation to council regarding authorizing the Board of Park Commissioners to rebid the lease for the barn in the park building. Mr. Titterington.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just that the current lease has expired. Understanding is that the park board does not want to change the conditions around the lease. The major ones are that the barn in the park operators, the lessees, they pay for the utility costs, operating costs. It is a city building, so the city does make the repairs and the infrastructure capital improvements as necessary. It was a 5-year agreement. I imagine that they'll keep that the same year to year. They can ask for extensions as well. They pay $1 a year, so it's a very marginal lease. Nothing else out of the ordinary.
Okay. But we are advertising for bids. Is that what I understand?
We will
Yes,
have
ma'am.
to by law.
All right. Mr. Phillips, any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair. Is this an exclusive lease agreement? Are they the sole person that will be using the buildings? Is there any other
If-
or any other organizations that want to use it?
No, the bid, whoever is awarded the bid would have a sole use of the building, yes.
Do you have any idea whether they have allowed outside use for any other reason other than their?
It's very limited, although I think there is a provision that if the city has a use, we may talk to them about that and work that out through the recreation director or the park board.
If the city itself?
Yes, yes.
That's about all I have. Thank you.
Is it it?
I have no questions.
Julie?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any other members of council or anyone in the audience with any questions?
Good evening.
Okay.
I'm Jackie Chamberlain. I'm the president of the Troy Civic Theater Board, who is the current occupant. My question is,
Could you pull up the microphone? I'm not sure if we can hear you
okay.
with the recording, if that's on that. Thank you so much.
My question is, when will it be let to bid, and what is the process? I haven't gone through this process previously.
Okay. Maybe I can address that to staff, and they can let you know how we're going to handle that.
Basically, the park board is reviewing it to see if there are some wordsmithing or changes that have to be done. Our insurance pool is also reviewing the insurance provisions to make sure that they do not need to be updated, as is the director of law. Once that is done, and that's, it's going to have to be legislated by council and become effective, which would be 30 days, and then as soon after that, we'll start the bidding, as soon after that as we can, and you will get a copy.
Okay, the process is what?
And then
Because
it's
it has-
advertised for bids,
Okay,
and anyone can bid on it. There's a 2-week advertising period, and then the bids are opened, and then the park board determines the best bidder.
I see, okay. Because I don't know of anybody on our board who's been through this process
Sure.
before. I guess once it's advertised,
I will be very glad to meet with you and talk
Okay.
to you through that, Ms. Chamberlain,
okay,
as well as anyone else who is interested, of course.
okay, thank you, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments about this item? If not, are we ready to proceed to send this to council?
Proceed.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Send that to council. The next item to come before the Buildings Committee has to do with providing a recommendation to council regarding the request of Staunton Commons 2 for a resolution of support for their application for tax credits to rehabilitate Staunton Commons 2. Mr. Chittering, do you have information about this?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. A representative of the Fairfield Homes, Ohio, that owns and operates this particular, I guess, building or set of buildings, has requested City Council to pass a resolution in support of some assistance that they are looking at through the Ohio, it's OHFA, and I apologize, I don't have the actual thing. It's the Financing Authority, Ohio Housing Financing Authority, I believe is what it is. They can earn some extra points in scoring to become eligible for some low-interest bond financing to do some needed upgrades to the property. They need to do some improvements to site lighting. They need to do some resurfacing in the parking lot, some sidewalks, some drainage, new sign, mainly, well, I'd say it's exterior and interior improvements. We, of course, have a vested interest in seeing that the property is maintained as in a good a condition as possible. There's no cost to us by passing a resolution in support of the project. And so we would recommend that you pass that, or you recommend to council that we pass a resolution in support.
Just for other information on this, this is elderly housing, 29 units, I think your information said.
Yes.
For residents that are below 60% of the area median income. Do you have any other questions, Mrs. Oda?
No, I am fine with the way this was presented.
Mr. Phillips?
No, I am, after reviewing all the material, I'm in support of it also, and no questions.
Okay, Mr.
No, thank you.
Okay, any other comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Any other? Okay, seeing none, would we be in approval to proceed with this to council?
And this is not an emergency?
They are asking for an
They are.
emergency.
They are asking
Yes.
for an emergency? Okay.
Because
So they
of
can-
the
The timing.
deadline for them filing their paperwork is, I think, February 20th
Okay,
is why.
Okay,
so we would then recommend proceeding as an emergency?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, we'll move forward with that.
Great.
Is there any other business to come before the Buildings Committee tonight?
No, ma'am.
Seeing none, we are adjourned.
Good afternoon. Today is the 13th of January, 2014. It's around 5:40 p.m. in the afternoon. And this is a meeting of the Streets and Sidewalks Committee. To my left is Councilwoman Lynn Snee, and to my right is Councilman Brock Heath, and I am Chairman Bob Phillips. Today we're here to hear a staff presentation with regard to our Phase 8 of the Sidewalk Replacement Program, and Mr. Titterington is going to lead the discussion on staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure how much of a formal presentation we're going to give you, other than to ask that you recommend to council that they authorize Phase 8 of the Sidewalk Replacement Program, the first step being the resolution of necessity. This is actually at least the 9th year of this program. We had a 7A and a 7B, which because of, I think, financing and the amount of required work, we ended up splitting that up. Phase 8 is, as you see in the memo, the area east of the railroad, north of Main Street, west of Mulberry, south of the river, primarily bounded, includes parts of Harrison and Water, going roughly east to west, as well as several sections of north-south streets, Mulberry, Short, Cherry, Madison, Oxford, Pearson Court, etc. You should have a copy of the map in your packet. As we always do, well, let me say that the resolution of necessity, again, is the first part of a several-step process that is strictly dictated by the state code. We're well-versed in what and how and the whens and why-fors and the whole thing. We will provide notifications to the property owners, giving them the chance to to do their own work based on the inspections that we've done and the notices that we give. We will give them until April 4th to come in, and if they want to do it themselves and get the permit to do it. If they don't do that, then we will assume that they want us to bid it on their behalf. Many, if not every time, I'll say many times, we are able to get a better rate because of the volume of work. And of course, like with any other sidewalk repair, we hold whatever contractor strictly accountable to making sure the work is done well. I believe that is all of the information I have.
Along particularly Main Street, will we be doing any curb and gutter work? Also replace some bad stretches there?
I'm not sure that we will actually be coming down to Main Street. I believe we're going to be staying north for the most part. Of course, if we have curbing and gutter that is, and intersections that are in decay, we will do that. Our street department will do that as needed. And with the volume, with the bidding that we do, there are opportunities that we can pull the contractor and have them do some work that needs to be done, and they can do it fairly efficiently if they're in the area. We are required with any of these programs to do the intersections. The ADA ramps have to be updated to the current law, and that is our cost, our responsibility, and has been through the other 8 phases that we've done.
Do you recall off the top of your head what the total cost of this project was guesstimated at?
Last year, I mean, we budget anywhere from 200 to 250,000, I think. Anywhere from 150 to 250,000, let's say. And we do as much as we can based on the bids that we get and the amount of ordered repairs that we have.
I don't have any other questions, Mr. Brockner, Ms. Sneed.
I don't.
Pretty straightforward, seems. Mr. Stickle, Madam President, do you have any questions? Mr. Ham? Anybody else in the audience? Mrs. Oda? Then what is your pleasure with the recommendation?
Move forward.
Proceed as staff recommends? Yes. Okay, and no emergency legislation on this?
No, sir.
Okay, then we'll proceed. Any other items to come before the Streets and Sidewalks Committee?
No, sir.
I think it's a record time, then we will be adjourning.